Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to Walsh Farms in the channel, and it's Saturday video, so that means it's SHEDWARS Saturday, and I'm starting inside because I want to show you where we are at with our summer harvest so far. So you can see there on my chart by the amount of columns or cells that are filled in, we have not been harvesting very much. As a matter of fact, we are just down to, it's really slowed down. Last week we did pick up some, but so far as a total, we've got 571 pounds, 11.5 ounces. And while, yes, that's more than some of y'all will have, it is about a third of what I had projected. So while that's a good harvest, honestly as well, I'm also disappointed in it. And let me go show you why. So it is noon time here in South Georgia, and you see the clouds. Us here in South Georgia, along with a lot of part of the country, have been dealing with rain. A lot of places up north have been in triple-digit heat, and that's unusual for them. And it's unusual for us to not be in that triple-digit heat. Now, we have had some days of heat, but for the most part, it has been rain. And honestly, not much rain at one time, but just rain every day. Now these look wilty because we did not water them yesterday. But we have had so much rain in August. We've had nearly a foot of rain, and today is August the 14th, a foot of rain in August. And July was just as bad, so we couldn't get outside and hardly do everything because it would always rain after we got home from work. But strawberries need to be watered. They perk right back up. All we got to do is water them, and within a couple hours they'll be perked back up. These banana peppers, we have just been waiting on them to die, but they're still producing. And obviously we're not picking them because they're turned red. We have banana peppered ourselves out. We have been picking them and giving them away, and I don't count that weight towards SHEDWARS when I give them away like that, but we've about give away to nobody wants them anymore. Now, this year we have not had honeybees, but dadgum if we haven't had wasps. There's two right there going to work. And we have not gotten ready for fall gardening just because of the rain. So you see empty slots in that green stalk right there. But what I really wanted to talk about was our beds. So let's go to the beds. So here's our 3 res beds at the house that you've seen, and the one there in the middle is the original one that was, I believe, February or March of 2020, right when the pandemic started, and it has been a great bed. It's all full of potting mix, pot and soil, black cow manure, and stuff like that, and it has been a great producer. Bed number 2 has been horrible this year. While that's all pre-manufactured, pre-mixed stuff, this here bed has half real dirt, and it has been trouble from day one. So this year we probably only got a fourth out of it what we planted. It just would not produce. Stuff would get to start producing, we would harvest from it, and then it'd like it was die. So we don't know if there's a fungus in this dirt or whatever. I'm not going to send dirt off to get tested. We're just going to tear this box apart, take the dirt off and haul it off to the woods, and put the box back together in another location. So that really hurt our total harvest because, again, this is one box. We probably only got a third of what we should have got out of there, so this box really hurt. We planted strawberries in it. They drowned, so we went back to planting jalapenos in it, and it has done somewhat good. Not as good as the green stalks and not as good as the garden, so don't know if we'll reuse this pot. Like I say, we get some, just don't get as much as what we thought we would. But I mean, it's good for somebody's backyard that just wants a little bit. So we don't know what we're gonna do with that pot yet. That there, just an update on the Gladiator Challenge. The vine ripe tomatoes died. You know, I cut them back. You know, some of you said I cut them back too much, and I did, but they were at the break of death anyways, so not no big deal. So as far as the Gladiator competition for the vine ripe tomatoes, I won't have no poundage for it. But the bell peppers from the store are finally starting to put something on. So that's my 2 bell pepper plants for the Gladiator Challenge. But they are slow going. And then here, I haven't talked about these much. These are our blueberry plants. We'll put them in the ground next year. So again, back to the original bed. You know, this is the second crop of tomatoes and cucumbers in it. Our onions are ready to pick. We've got to get them out. These mini bell peppers, and mini M-I-N-I, they have been great. I think I've had another video that I've never been an eggplant fan, but slicing these things up and putting them on a pizza have been awesome. Just have to be careful and they'll get too old quick. So let me find the old one. See how dull that is? That's almost too old. See, that right there is on the brink of it. You can see the difference in the sheen on them. So, but they have been heavy producers. For me and Jackie, 1 plant would have been enough. These 4, boy, they have really produced for us. Of course, we got our second crop of cucumbers growing vertical there. And I'm telling you, between vertical and going on the ground, I will try to grow cucumbers vertical every time, because between that hog panel flipped up and that hog panel flipped up, we have had some cucumbers galore this year, and now we're out because we eat them every night. Sliced cucumbers and tomatoes in French dressing, or cucumbers and tomatoes and Italian dressing. They have been great. Still got some bell pepper left here that are still growing. For the other Gladiator Challenge, these are the tomatillas that I got from, if I'm saying that correctly, from Shelly at Healthy Homestead Chick. And in the last 2 days, this has happened to them. So if anybody has any advice, please feel free to lend me that advice, because I've got to study up on that today and see what's causing that. Okay, so I'm back over at the big garden spot. You can see it's growed up because just too wet to do anything with it. But here's the rest of our bell peppers from the store. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants, but that one's got 1 on it, and I think that's the only one that's on it. So while it's from the store, it did produce, just hasn't produced a lot, so I highly don't recommend that. So we've got some more vine ripe tomatoes finishing here. These were determinate, so they just grow 1 and they're done. So I've got to get some pulled, but you can see some are ready to pick today. These things got top heavy, so we've had to stake them up, tie them up, and do everything else to get them up. But they've been a good producer, but honestly have not been a good taster. So I don't recommend growing tomatoes from the store. For SHEDWARS, they added weight, but they sure don't have no taste. And then here's the last of our jalapenos. They're still producing. I've been wanting to tear them up and just quit with them, but Jackie's still putting them up. And then we did throw out some cantaloupe and pumpkin seeds, so you can see we're starting to get some growing there. Yeah, we got to get in here and weed. We had it weeded 2 weeks ago, but let it get away from us this week, and that's all we got. So in every SHEDWARS video, we're supposed to put a tip, so here's my tip. Plan ahead. We planned way too big, which we got energetic last year because of the pandemic and being cooped up, so we planned too big, so it honestly bit us in the behind, because with most of us working multiple jobs, trying to make ends meet, it's just been tough. So, you know, weeds got to us, the well up there quit working, so things just got away. So you've seen a couple of clips of a tiller, a new to us tiller that we got to go behind the tractor. We did get a push tiller, walk behind tiller, so I got to get it running. Hopefully it just needs spark plug, gas change, little stuff like that. So we now have a tiller to go behind the tractor for the garden, have a walk behind tiller to go behind the garden, I'm going to put more raised beds here, but we're also going to try something different next year, and that is use a fabric to plant with. So let me show you what I'm talking about on the fabric. So to combat the weeds when we plant the next garden, you see here 2 rolls of weed fabric. We're going to use that. So if you want to see how it's used before then, go look at Petway Family Farmstead and see how they done the weed fabric, because that's where we got the idea from. So stay tuned for a review on that later. So this may or may not be my last Shed Wars video. I don't even know if I did 2 in July. But this is obviously the first one in August, and maybe my only one in August. Could be my last one. I don't know if we'll get a fall garden in. We're going to make every attempt to. But if I don't, it has been fun. I have appreciated all the new friends I've made, all the comments that we've made back and forth, the fun we've had back and forth, the things I have learned from you. Not so much that I've been able to teach, because this is all new to me. But the fellowship has been great. But I do hope to make some more before the Shed Wars competition comes to an end for this year. But if I don't, so long. And until the next time, y'all take care and God bless.